Thursday edition of Focal Point on AFR Talk, the home of muscular Christianity on Conservative Talk Radio. Want to make you aware of the Heart Cry for Revival conference that's coming up. Everybody knows our nation needs revival. Here's an opportunity to shift the focus from the darkness to the light. Jesus Christ is the light of the world. We as his followers and disciples are to be the light of the world. So here's an opportunity at this Heart Cry for Revival conference to join other Christian leaders and working on developing, igniting that passion for revival and direction on how to bring that to pass. There'll be an opportunity to become more effectively equipped to communicate truths that will bring about revival. The dates on this thing are April 22 through 25. This is at the Billy Graham Training Center at the Cove. This is in Asheville, North Carolina. Absolutely spectacular conference grounds. This is the Heart Cry for Revival Conference. You get an early bird special if you register by March 1st. So go to heartcryforrevival.org. Heartcryforrevival, all one word, .org. Now, we had Senator Rand Paul on yesterday to talk about immigration. That actually got a fair amount of attention in some of the media sites. The hotair.com excerpted parts of the interview I did with Rand Paul. Politico did the same. Now, clip 3, Rob, this is David Vitter on the Marco Rubio immigration plan. And I explained my major problem with this yesterday. It's just the same bait and switch song and dance that Ronald Reagan fell for in 1986. Instant legalization, immediate legalization, day one. Chuck Schumer out there, it's instant legalization. Day one, you're legalized, and that's never going to be revoked. So they get a lifetime pass to be in the United States, whether they get a green card or whether they apply for citizenship. And I don't see why they'd have any incentive to do it. I mean, what they want is they want to be here. They want to be here without having to worry about anybody giving them some kind of trouble because they're here as illegal aliens. That's what they want. And Marco Rubio said, hey, we know you're going to be here for the rest of your life, with or without documents. So Marco Rubio is saying, hey, I'm a Republican. I'm a Republican leader. And as far as I'm concerned, you can be here for the rest of your life. You don't even have to be legal. And so if I'm an illegal alien and I hear that, I say, man, why would I want to turn myself in, report myself, get fingerprinted, go through the background check, pay the taxes, pay the fines? I'm fine just like I am. I like being in the shadows because I don't have all those taxes and fines and fingerprint stuff to where that just sounds like a huge hassle to me. And if I get to be here legally for the rest of time, that's fine with me. That's all I want. So I think it's just a stupendously misguided approach to immigration reform. And even in Rubio's plan, the enforcement comes after the legalization. That's the problem. I mean, I'm not for legalization, period. But when you have legalization that precedes border security, precedes enforcement, and this is what Rush Limbaugh did not catch when Marco Rubio was on his program. He said, look, we got to make sure that these trigger mechanisms are in place. Marco Rubio never said the trigger's got to be pulled. No, he never said these enforcement mechanisms have to be in force. They have to be in action. They have to actually be deployed. He just said they had to be in place. Hey, as long as the legislation calls for it, that's good enough for me. Well, that's what happened in 1986. Ronald Reagan was promised, hey, if you legalize all these people, we're going to secure the borders. We're going to lock it up tight. It's going to be like the Berlin Wall by the time we get done with it. The border security never happened, not one single thing. So here's David Vitter on Laura Ingram's radio program yesterday giving his assessment of the Rubio amnesty plan. I just call this group the Amnesty 8. Let's listen.
I love and respect Marco. I think he's just amazingly naive on this issue. This is the same old formula that we've dealt with before, including when it passed in 1986, and that is promises of enforcement and immediate amnesty. And, of course, the promises of enforcement never materialize. The amnesty happens immediately. The millisecond the bill is signed into the law. And the same is true here. No, they won't be citizens immediately. They will be legal. They will have a full right to stay in this country forever legally.
So that's David Vitter, and he's exactly right. I mean, this is what they don't want citizenship. This is what the Republicans don't understand. They're not interested in citizenship. They want legalization. That's what they're interested in. 888-589-8840 is the number to call. 888-589-8840 is the number to call. And speaking of the legalization issue, Rich Lowry's got a column today on Politico talking about this. And he refers to the fact that immigration expert Peter Scarry pointed out that 20 years after the implementation of the 1986 amnesty, only 41% of the 3 million people who got legal status under Reagan had even bothered to go on and become citizens. So 60% of them could care less about citizenship. They just want legalization. And so that, I think, is the concern here, and that's what Republicans are simply failing to understand. You know, and Tom Tancredo said, look, amnesty, it's not going to work for the Republicans. It's a suicide mission for the Republican Party. And Tancredo has a piece on townhall.com. He refers to a poll by the Pew Hispanic Center that found that 75%, listen to this, 75% of Hispanics would rather have a bigger government providing more services than a smaller government with fewer services. Now, only 41% of the general population wants a bigger government, but 75% of Hispanics do. What do they want? They want government goodies. They want government benefits. They want welfare. That's why they're here. They're used to that. They come from a socialist country. They're used to the government offering and providing services and benefits. They say, hey, the United States is richer than Mexico. I'm going to the United States because they're going to have more stuff to give away. I can get more stuff in America than I can here in Mexico. Now, here is clip number 4. This is Ann Coulter, and she likewise is not a fan of the Rubio amnesty plan. Let's listen.
What's weird is this is the exact same proposal, well, as Obama's and as McCain's, i.e. amnesty.
Yeah.
And Republicans think they can bully us the way Democrats bully us by just constantly asserting it's not amnesty. You're not allowed to use that word. And you're not allowed to use the word illegal alien. You know, when people start trying to control your language like that,
right,
you should assume they are up to no good. Okay, so what is, I mean, Rubio can say until he's blue in the face that all he cares about is enforcement. It's going to be enforcement first, enforcement first. So what's step 1 of his bill? Step 1 is legalize all the illegal immigrants. So they are legal to live and work here. The only thing they don't get immediately is citizenship.
So that's Ann Coulter saying the same thing that I've been saying. Let's grab a call before the break. Let's go to Gina in Lovett, Texas. The number is 888-589-8840. Gina, Lovett, Texas. Welcome to Focal Point. What's on your mind?
Hi, I just wanted to speak out and state that in Europe, they would not bend over backwards and give us any type of benefits or try and help us in any other way. If we were not legal, they would kick us out of the country. And also, if they are here and they are receiving benefits, even legal or non-legal, then I don't believe they should be able to vote unless they are contributing.
Well, you know, yeah, and I think you're right about that. And, you know, I appreciate the call, Gina. Thank you for that. You know, and a lot of the European nations are waking up now to the reality of what they've done with virtually unrestricted immigration. Now, they've allowed Muslim immigration. And again, part of it is they need the workers. Their fertility rate is below replacement. If their economy is going to expand, they want people to work. And so they've allowed Muslims to migrate to these European countries virtually without restriction. And now, too late, they're waking up and realizing the problem that they have created for themselves by all of these immigrants that have no interest in assimilating. I'm looking at 2 pieces here from Le Monde. The Muslim religion is the subject of profound rejection by the French. 74% of the French believe that Islam is an intolerant religion. In other words, they're not interested in assimilation. In Britain, fewer than 1 in 4 think Islam is compatible with British life. Again, because of the assimilation issue, same issue we have with our immigrants.